Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Reality Pearl and this is the African Housewives Failure Show. This is the Real Housewives of Durban Season 3 Episode 2 review. If you've watched already, you can tell that there is a lot to unpack in this episode, and so I'm going to go straight into it. Please subscribe to my channel and also don't forget to like and comment on this video. Thank you. Right. So beginning of episode 2, the ladies were leaving the party and no, Annie decided to stay back. Wow. Yeah, so the ladies left, okay, but Annie stayed behind, and Annie was trying to quiz Jojo on what happened, on what Nonku really said. Jojo obviously was like, no, it's not my place to say it. And Annie went ahead to talk to Jojo about some other things. So she opened up to Jojo about having Bell's palsy. It started during pregnancy and it's been going on. She at times had, droopiness on one side of her face. And so many people noticed because they were like screenshots of people complaining, like saying, what is really wrong with Annie's face? So what Bell's palsy is a muscle weakness in one part of the face that can happen for so many reasons, but most times the symptoms resolve after some weeks, but for some people it never resolves. Annie needed help from Jojo to like refer her to her surgeon. It's funny because in her confessional, Annie was then talking smack about Jojo doing all these procedures on her body and on her face because of some insecurities that she has. Anyway, that's by the way. Annie talked about the bullying that she faced while she was in school, how it shaped her, how it made her the kind of person that she is. There's a lot of awareness today about bullying and how it affects the people that are being bullied and even the ones that bully. And you would think that with all these awareness, bullying would be reducing, but unfortunately, bullying is still a thing in schools, secondary schools, even universities, primary schools. It's so bad. And kudos to Annie for using her platform to talk about bullying and how it affected her life. Moving forward, Nonku had a date with her mystery man. It was obvious that he is not so mysterious because from everything that I saw and from everything that they said, that date was just arranged, for us. Okay, so first of all, Nonku said, is there anything I should know about? Is there like any hidden past? Of course, like Nonku, he's not a child. There will definitely be past. So he told Nonku about his ex that he was engaged to, but for now there's no woman. And the man was like, it's you I want. Obviously, the man is a typical Zulu man. I've never met one before, but they do have a reputation. Nonku was also laying her cards on the table and she was like, you know what, let me just tell you, I don't cook. And he said, oh wow. He said, yes, I have a chef. She does the cooking. And he was like, oh, so the chef will also be my second wife? Because I need my wife to be cooking for me, as the typical Zulu man that I am. Went on to say, oh, do you plow? And Nonku was like, what is that? He said, don't you have a garden? Nonku said, I have a gardener. And he said, oh, wow. That's where the problem is going to be because Nonku is not going to be gardening. She's not going to be cooking. That's not the kind of life. She said, I've done all those things. Like at this stage of my life, I don't need to be doing those type of things again. And it's fair. Moving forward, we saw Maria and her Guzman. His name is Ruwan. So Maria and Ruwan were talking about Jojo's soiree. She was like, everything was going well until Sorisha decided to drop the bomb. It's like Sorisha thinks she's the queen in the lady group, and I'm not going to take that because I am also a queen. Ha! I don't get it. Everybody can be a queen. Like, we're all queens, right? I think the way I see it, she feels threatened by Sorisha. You're a new addition to the group. Okay, everybody should know their place. But then she was like, I'm not competing with her because her husband was like, do you think Sorisha was threatened by the fact that another Indian lady is I was like, oh, is Maria Indian? Because she doesn't even look Indian. In her confessional, she was like, all ladies feel threatened by other queens. No, girl, like, we don't feel threatened. I don't feel threatened by other women. Like, you're what you are, you have accomplished what you have accomplished. That's good. I am what I am, and I have accomplished what I have accomplished. We might not be on the same level, but I don't need to feel threatened by you. everyone has to like come to that realization that women don't necessarily hate themselves. It's just something that some women do, and that's her problem. She said, and Maria was like, I feel I'm not used to not being noticed, in the circle. And so for Sorisha to be talking over me, talking above me, talking under me, doing everything but talking to me, I feel bad. I feel, unseen, and I don't like it. Something that you should talk to Sorisha about anyways. All right, moving forward, we saw Mbali. Mbali visited Nonku. Okay, and she was they got talking, and Mbali told Nonku how she's engaged, but she's engaged to a younger man. You're engaged to this man, right? Why do you keep saying how you think young men are opportunistic? She said that a lot. It was beginning to sound like she wasn't sure where she stood with her fiance. Nonku then asked her, "Oh, I didn't want to bring it up in the group, but you said you lost your child. How did it happen?" She told Nonku how she lost her child when he was 16. She was at his set, and then she got a call that said her son was dead. Wow, it must have been a lot. She actually said the boy was really a sick child. He had some heart condition. I think at the end of the day, it's best to know that he is where he is without the pains and the sufferings that he was going through. But what really touched me was when Nonku held her and she was crying, and Nonku went ahead to pray for her. I was happy that Nonku did that. It was a very wholesome moment for me watching, and I really want to send my love to Mbali and to other women who are going through similar situations. Pray that you find peace, and that God will give you your babies in due time, the ones that will stay. In Jesus' name, amen. Please, guys, if you're enjoying so far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, like and comment on my videos as well. So Risha invited some of the ladies to, talk, to have a chat, especially about Nonku. Now, Nonku, she's like the gift that keeps giving. Lee came and she was like, "Girl, I invited you here to talk to you first of all, so that you can then talk to Annie, because you're the other person there when Nonku was talking about Annie, and I really want you to tell Annie what they said, because it's beginning to look like I'm making things up. Okay, so yeah, so we had these two scenes like coming up side by side. On the other side, the other ladies, Mbali, Nonku, Maria, and Jojo, yeah. So they all came together. Mbali, like when she walked in, she gave me like Ayanda vibes, because I was like, who's that? She came with like that Ayanda grace with her hat, and I miss Ayanda. It was so cold. Guess what? I was like, no, we're going to play a game. So I'll ask a question and then you spill before you get your blanket. I was like, okay. These women and their games, like shady. So she was like, who rubbed you the wrong way at Jojo's party? Of course, Nonku said Sorisha. And I think it was like the general consensus. On the other hand, Sorisha and Slee were spilling the tea for Annie. Sorisha was telling Annie that Nonku said that she literally like shushed her. He went ahead to say something like Annie was scared of her husband, that there was an Instagram post that Annie made where she was eating alone while on vacation with her husband. Slee was like, yeah, Nonku said that. And yeah, Nonku said that. On the other hand, with Nonku and Mbali and the rest, someone brought up Slee, and I think it was Maria that said, I don't like Slee. Is she not supposed to be your friend? At the dinner, she kept, instigating. Nonku was like, yeah, she's my friend, but I don't understand her. So it became like a mudslinging event. Nonku was like, Sorisha is a hypocrite. Mbali said, you know what? You should confront her. You should talk to her. You should bring both of them together and talk to both of them. And she went on a tirade. And all of those things were in Zulu. And Jojo was like, I don't completely understand everything that she's saying. Of course, we don't. Like, we don't. It's an international show, for Christ's sake. These women of Durban, you guys should help us. Like, I know you're proud of your language, for Christ's sake. Please speak English for us, at least for us. If you don't speak it for the sake of your castmates, please speak it for the sake of your viewers. I know that there are always subtitles on it. I don't always want to be looking at my screen, to be able to just glance at my screen and see what is happening and go on and do some other stuff. Mbali was like, when will you learn Zulu? We won't always be speaking your English. Moving on, there was Maria and her husband, just checking in on each other. And she was telling her husband how she's concerned for her child. They call him Monkey. Anyway, so she was telling her husband how she's so concerned for Monkey, and the fact that she feels that at this stage he should already know what he wants to do. And I'm like, girl, he's 14. And I understand where she's coming from, because I'm a mom and it's our duty to always be worried. It's our duty to always be concerned. It's our child meeting their milestone. It's our child, doing what other their peers are doing and all sorts of things. But he's 14. He still has a long time to like figure out what he wants to be. And she's like, she's so anxious. Sometimes when it's exam time, she's so stressed and anxious, for him. And then the boy also gets so anxious that his mom is anxious. It's like a crazy cycle. But as moms, we just need to calm down. Moving forward, this episode, it was like drama upon drama upon drama, like back to back drama. I don't know. These women are not giving us any breathing space. They're just like unloading on us. Jojo and her husband were talking in their house, and she sort of mentioned to her husband that so he was talking to a lady, one lady. Who is that? So her husband was like, oh yeah, Slee, I have not met her before. So at the soiree, when I met her, I was like trying to familiarize with her. So Jojo was like, so he said, yeah. So they were talking, and all of a sudden Nonko came around. Slee turned to Nonko and started telling Nonko that she told Kelvin that she's single and that Kelvin is going to hook her up with one of his rich friends. Kelvin was like, I was surprised, like, where is that coming from? And then that they even started talking. She even talked about tattoo, and one of these days Kelvin should take her to a tattoo place. It sounded like a drunken conversation. I don't know why that would even, I don't even understand, like someone that you're just meeting for the first time. I mean, in between the Kelvin's rich friend and the tattoo man, there was a misunderstanding somehow. I think it pissed Jojo off, because Jojo was like, why would she talk to my husband about her being single? It's odd, really. It's odd. I don't know, why would anybody do that? The next scene, Slee was like unpacking her groceries, and Nonku came like strutting as in neighbors now. Yeah, so Nonku went ahead to apologize to Slee. She was like, I know what happened at my house was not right, So she apologized, she owned up. But the thing, when you piss people off, and then you finally come back to apologize, like you can't really tell the person when to snap back. It's left for Slee to know if she is ready to forgive, or even if she has forgiven, is she ready to like move on? Because she was like, I want us to go back to how we used to be, I miss us and all that. It didn't seem like Slee was ready, because she then said in her confessional, like, I don't trust Nonku. Wow, sounded very final to me, but whatever. Moving forward, Sorisha was launching her new place, and all the ladies were invited. Obviously, everybody was looking beautiful as always, and they all arrived, sat down, and drama started. Before I head into drama, I'll just chip in that I love the fact that even though Sorisha is married to a wealthy man, she also has a lot of things going for her. She's doing her stuff, and her husband, who is obviously a very busy and wealthy man, is also always there to support. Like so many people in that caliber, like they don't really show up for those kind of things, whatever. But you know what I'm talking about. It's their couple goals. As much as I hate to talk about couple goals, this is couple goals for me. Someone walked in. I actually thought she was Slee. I was going to say Slee always coming late to events. So then this lady walks in and sits down, and all the other ladies were like, oh sorry, I actually thought she was in Bali. It's not Mbali. Mbali is sitting there already. She came in and she was like, she like introduced herself to the ladies. She said, my name is Nesh. I'm a chef. I didn't even know where the voice came from. But they were like, somebody asked her, did you cater to them for this event? She said, no. And then someone else asked her, can you cater for me? I don't know. Oh no, I can't cater for you. Auntie, who pissed you off before you came for this event? Because it was an innocent question if you asked me. You say you're a private chef. So some private chefs do catering too. You're in the industry. So if you get industry questions, I don't think you should be angry or pissed. Like, for example, I'm an optometrist and people don't really get it when I introduce myself. Oh, and then I also have some people calling me an optician or calling me an ophthalmologist. And I know that it's an innocent mistake. And most times what I do is I educate them. But let me tell you something about Nesh. The way she reacted, oh no, I can't cater for you, speaks volume about her. It's like she came solely to, stir up drama. She moved closer to the ladies and she was like, that one here, that one that was sitting here, I don't know her name. And oh, they were like, Slee. She said, yes. When I told her I was a private chef, she was like, did you cater for, why are you sitting here? Did you cater for the event? Making it out to seem as though maybe Slee was like talking down on her, maybe because she's like, what's wrong with being a caterer? Jojo latched on it immediately and she was like, oh, Slee is a classist. For me, it was totally unnecessary. Nonku asked Annie to talk with her. And so while they were chatting, that was when all the drama was going down. Nonku was telling Annie how she felt disrespected. Annie said, you know what? I came there early so that I can get a seat for my husband and I. Nonku was like, it doesn't matter. So far as a lady was sitting down there, you shouldn't have she shouldn't have to stand up for your man to sit. We can agree to disagree on this, really. I understand Annie. I wouldn't want to sit apart from my husband, especially at an event like that. But I also understand Nonku, like it's crazy. Like, why will you tell me to stand up for your man to sit down? Especially when I didn't see your man sitting there in the first place. And I don't even think it was her man that gave up the seat for Nonku. It was someone else. But back to the other ladies. They were, still talking about Slee and how she's a classist, how she was judgy and whatnot, whatnot. When Slee came back, they sort of attacked her. Slee was like, yeah, I said that. What's wrong with that? Nesh was like, no, everything is wrong with it. I'm a private chef. I'm not a caterer. She was like, oh yeah, I don't know the difference. And I'm like, you see, she doesn't really know the difference. There's no need for this drama. But like I said, Jojo was quick to latch on it. So Jojo kept talking and talking and talking. And Slee was like, I don't understand. Like, how did we go from talking about the caterer to now talking about Jojo? Because Jojo then made it all about her. She said, you are the classist, while all this while you've been making it out to be me. You know what happened? Somehow Jojo brought up the fact that, oh, how dare you tell my husband that you're single and you're searching and you want him to hook you up with a rich man. How dare you talk to my husband? How dare you even tell my husband such? Slee said that she never did that. She never said that. So Jojo said, you did. Nonku has told me everything. So you see, Nonku's name has come out again. It was really very chaotic. Nonku said, yes, I said that. And Jojo said, yeah, not just that Nonku said that. My husband, Calvin, also said that. So she was like, where is Slee? Then said, where is Calvin? Bring Calvin, let him say it here. That was when, all hell broke loose. And Jojo was like, you're not going to bring my husband into this. You're not going to bring my husband into this drama. You're not going to talk about my husband. You're not going. You can't take these women anywhere. I used to always wonder, like, what happens at these Real Housewives events? Because is it that they usually take permission from the other guests to say, like, guys, we're going to disrupt this event, but please bear with us. Then let's go ahead and cause drama. I don't know, what do they really do? Because how will I explain to my guests, please excuse my friends, my supposedly classy and rich friends, please excuse them. They're going to go crazy for just 15 minutes, but we'll be back to the main event. Okay, guys, please. Like, saved by the bell. Because at this moment, Lundy stepped in. I have never been happier seeing another human being. Please, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, and comment on this video too. And they were all happy to see her. They got talking. Guys, when I thought that the drama was done for the day, it wasn't. And so Jojo was like, I've been saying, like, I know what's been happening, been seeing it on social media. Actually, that's the only thing I know, the things that I've been seeing on social media. Would you like to talk about it? And Lundy said, but there's a stranger right here. Like, why would I want to be talking about my business when there's someone that I don't know right here? And that someone was Nesh. Guess what? Nesh was like, oh no, you can go ahead and talk to her about your business. I don't really care. Just go ahead and talk to your friend. Let me not be the reason. But she was like, you know what? I think that you don't really want to talk to Jojo about your messy business. That is why you're using me as an excuse. But don't worry, I'm going to excuse you both so you can talk. But it's not like there's anything that you're going to say that we don't already know. It's all out there. And he was like, where is this coming from? It didn't end there. She went on to blast Lundy like Nesh is a destroyer. He didn't see it coming. Oh, I knew it. She was like, oh, you're just pained. I understand. I can excuse you. You're like showing the pain of someone that's heartbroken. That's why you're acting the way you're acting. You're so rude. No, Nesh, you're the one that's rude. I understand that you feel a certain way because she called you a stranger. She said, oh, they've taken away the Lamborghini from you. You're just hustling. I know everything. Obviously, Nesh is a fan. Because why does she have all the receipts? Nesh knows a lot about Lundy. Lundy was like, her jaw was on the floor. She was like this. I've never seen such a disaster. I've never seen. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it if you've stayed this far in this video. I'm so grateful. Please guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share and comment on this video too. Thanks for watching and I'll see you very soon.